to pull away early before anything could shift. My heart slipped out on moments before they had time to live. I feared getting too close to anything soft enough to lose, like joy would disappear faster if I let myself believe in it. But I don't leave the moment before it happens anymore. I stay when life feels open. I stay when warmth moves near. Let my heart arrive fully instead of hovering at the edge. And little by little, living stopped feeling so temporary. Some fears still wake suddenly, some thoughts still move too far ahead. But I notice the tightening sooner now, before it carries me away from myself. I stay with what is here long enough to actually feel it. The feeling still moves through me, but it no longer steals the whole evening. No, I don't leave the moment before it happens anymore. Less distant, less restless, less afraid of beautiful things staying. I stopped imagining endings in the center of good days, and little by little my heart learned how to remain. I thought protecting myself meant never fully arriving, but love feels different now, like something I can stand inside without preparing to lose it. I don't leave the moment before it happens anymore. The hurt still reaches me some nights, but it no longer pulls me out of everything beautiful beside it. And tonight, for once, I let myself stay completely present without stepping emotionally backward first. Softly, the moment kept unfolding, and my heart stayed inside it. I used to wake up heavy before the day had called, like every new beginning would ask too much at once. My body met was something fragile I had to earn again. But the morning didn't ask. It only came, it only stayed. It didn't need me strong. I breathed in, I breathed out, and nothing came undone. The morning didn't ask. Some fears still follow, where my chest feels thin, but they don't take my breathing the way they did back then. I stay with smaller moments. I stay where I can feel what once felt overwhelming now passes through me still. The morning didn't ask. It only came, it only stayed. It didn't need me strong. I breathed in, I breathed out, and nothing came undone. The morning didn't ask. I thought rest would weaken me, but my heart grew steady when I stopped bracing first. The morning didn't ask. The hurt still came then faded back, but it didn't take the day. I let life reach me before fear found its way. The morning didn't ask. The morning came, and I stayed. I used to need an answer before the day could end. One little unknown could pull me out of myself. My heart ran too far past what I could see, turning every maybe into something haunting me. But I don't need to know yet. I let it breathe, I let it rest. I let my heart come back, not certain, not lost, just softer with the dark. I don't need to know yet. Some questions still rise before I feel ready, but I don't chase them down the way I did back then. I stay with what is here. I stay where I can feel what isn't clear tonight can still be real. I don't need to know yet. I let it breathe, I let it rest. I let my heart come back, not certain, not lost, just softer with the dark. I don't need to know yet. I thought peace would come when everything made sense, but peace came closer when I stopped forcing it. I don't need to know yet. The ache still comes, then fades again, but it doesn't own the end. I let life move, I let time bend. I don't need to know yet. Softly, I let it rest. I don't need to know yet. I used to hear distance in every softer tone, made endings from a pause before I truly knew. My heart moved too quickly toward the worst it could find, turning gentle spaces into leaving in my mind. Quiet doesn't mean goodbye. I let it breathe, I let it lie without asking why. Not every pause is love fading out. Not every stillness has to pull me down. Quiet doesn't mean goodbye anymore. Some fears still wake early, some thoughts still run far, but I don't follow every shadow back into the dark. I stay with what is simple, I stay where I can breathe. What's meant to stay near doesn't need fear to keep. No, quiet doesn't mean goodbye. I let it breathe, I let it lie without asking why. Not every pause is love fading out. Not every stillness has to pull me down. Quiet doesn't mean goodbye anymore. I thought love had to speak to prove it was real. Now I know silence can hold what words can't heal. Quiet doesn't mean goodbye. The hurt still comes, then passes by, but it doesn't own the night. I let love rest, I let fear unwind. Quiet doesn't mean goodbye this time. Softly, I let quiet stay. This time. I heard your name last week and didn't look away from it. That surprised me more than I know how to explain. There was a time, one small reminder could ruin my whole night. Now it just passes through me like wind through an open screen. I don't carry it the same. The weight rests lower these days. Not gone, not forgotten, just easier for my heart to hold. And all the love I thought would break me feels quieter in my chest now, like a fire left burning low after everyone has gone to sleep. Still have moments where missing you arrives suddenly, but it no longer pulls me backward into everything I couldn't change. Time did something gentle to me while I wasn't paying attention. The sadness kept its shape, but lost some of its sharp edges. I don't carry it the same. The silence doesn't press so hard now, and every memory that once felt endless feels smaller in the dark. No perfect healing, no clean goodbye. My heart growing calmer, little by little, with the years. Maybe that's what surviving is, not becoming untouched, just becoming softer around the places that hurt. And tonight I finally believe that the pain still lives somewhere inside me, but it no longer speaks for all of me. And for the first time in a long while, I let the quiet stay untouched, without turning every lonely feeling into proof that I was broken. Softly, the way and I stayed with myself. Kept waiting for something big enough to name, a sudden kind of morning that would make me feel changed. But it came in small ways. I almost passed by, in the way my heart stayed softer when old feelings arrived. I almost didn't see it. The ache grew quiet, the fear grew thin. I stayed inside my skin. No thunder, no bright sign, just less pain over time. I almost didn't see it. Some nights still find me where memories return, but they don't stay long the way they once learned. I come back faster, I breathe more slowly. What used to take me under now only passes near me. I almost didn't see it. The ache grew quiet, the fear grew thin. I stayed inside my skin. No thunder, no bright sign, just less pain over time. I almost didn't see it. I thought change would call my name, but it came softly and stayed anyway. I almost didn't see it. The hurt still came, then faded out, but it didn't take the light. I let life reach me, I let my heart reply. I almost didn't see it, I almost didn't see it. But I feel it now. I used to leave myself. The second feelings grew too heavy. I called it staying strong, but really I was disappearing. I kept my body tense for so long, I forgot what resting felt like. Even quiet moments made something inside me brace. Then I learned to stay, to let the feeling pass through without running ahead of it, without shutting down halfway. I learned not every hard moment would last forever, and somehow that softened the way I move through life. There are still nights my chest tightens before I know why. Still moments I pull in words suddenly out of old habit more than fear. But I return faster now. I don't stay lost inside myself for hours. The sadness still reaches me sometimes, but it no longer takes everything with it. Yes, I learned to stay, not fearless, not untouched, just less afraid of my own heart. And every piece of grief inside me feels quieter when it returns now, like slow wind moving through open land, without carrying anything away. I used to think peace would arrive all at once. Now I think it happens slowly. The moment your body stops expecting every feeling to become too much. I learned to stay. The ache still reaches me certain nights, but it no longer pulls me away from myself the way it once did. And tonight, for once, I let the silence move around me naturally, without needing to escape it first. Softly, my breathing slowed and my heart stayed near. Somewhere along the way, I stopped holding so tight, stopped calling every feeling something I had to fight. I used to brace for leaving before love even changed. Now I let quiet moments stay exactly as they came. Somewhere along the way, I softened, not weaker, not smaller, just easier to reach. I let the warmth come closer, I let the hurt move through. too. Some nights still find me tender, some fears still know my name, but they don't keep me frozen the way they did back then. I used to close so quickly at the first sign of pain. Now I stay open longer and breathe until it fades. Somewhere along the way, I softened, not broken, not guarded, just learning how to feel. I stopped preparing sorrow before the sorrow came, and little by little my heart became less afraid. I thought surviving meant turning colder with time, but love still reached me there, and I let it change my mind. Somewhere along the way, I softened. The ache still comes some nights, but it doesn't take me home. I let the quiet hold me. I let the feeling go, and somewhere along the way, I came back to my soul. Softly, I softened and stayed open. I used to tuck my softness away before anyone came too close. Held my deeper feelings quietly, like they were safer unseen. My heart stayed half protected, even inside gentle moments, like being fully known could still end in losing everything. But I don't hide the tender parts of me anymore. I let my feelings remain visible. I let warmth stay near. I let my heart move honestly, without folding back into itself. And little by little, being seen stopped feeling dangerous. Some fears still rise unexpectedly. Some old instincts still whisper, telling me to disappear a little before I become to hold. But I notice the shrinking sooner now. Before I fade out of my own presence, I stay connected to myself longer, even when closeness feels unfamiliar. No, I don't hide the tender parts of me anymore. Less concealed, less watchful, less afraid of being deeply understood. I stopped treating sensitivity like something temporary inside me, and little by little my heart learned softness could remain. I thought love would feel safer if I revealed myself carefully, but real closeness arrived differently, gentle enough to meet me fully, without asking me to disappear inside it. I don't hide the tender parts of me anymore. The hurt still reaches me some nights, but it no longer convinces me to leave myself before love has a chance to stay. And tonight, for once, I let myself remain completely present inside the closeness, without quietly pulling pieces of myself away first. The feelings stayed near, and my heart did too. I used to meet the morning already half afraid, like something good beside me could still be taken away. My heart held every worry long after it had passed. I didn't trust the quiet to ever really last, but I might be okay. Not all at once, not every day, but more than yesterday. I let the feeling come, I let the fear grow thin. I might be okay. Some old fears still visit, but they don't stay as long. They move across my body and leave me where I belong. I come back faster now like certainty, but hope came softer and sat beside me. I might be okay. The hurt still comes, then fades away, but it doesn't take my name. I let life move, I let my heart begin. I might be okay. I might be okay. More than yesterday. Used to leave inside before the feeling grew. One unfamiliar ache could pull me out of you. My body knew escape better than it knew rest. Like staying with myself was always too much to ask, but I didn't run this time. I stayed, I breathed, I let it pass through. No breaking, no leaving, no losing my name. I didn't run this time. Old fear still rises when closeness feels real, but it doesn't move me the way it used to feel. I stay through the trembling, I stay through the unknown. What once made me vanish now lets me come home. I didn't run this time. I stayed, I breathed, I let it pass through. No breaking, no leaving, no losing my name. I didn't run this time. I thought leaving early would keep me safe, but love felt warmer when I remained. I didn't run this time. The fear still came, then faded away, but it didn't take my heart. I let life near, I let myself remain. I didn't run this time. I didn't run. I didn't run. I stayed. I got good at hiding pain behind ordinary days, laughing at the right moments, then falling quiet on the drive home. There were nights I stayed awake without knowing what hurt exactly, just something heavy in my chest that wouldn't let me fully rest. The part of me that stayed still reaches toward the warmth slowly, still believes a tired heart can learn to beat softly again. And maybe that's enough tonight. Maybe survival can look gentle, like holding your own sadness without letting it swallow you whole. I don't miss the past the same now. The memories lost some of their sharpness. They still visit when I'm tired, but they no longer pull me under. Some feelings leave in pieces quietly, without announcing themselves, until one day the weight is lighter, and the part of me that stayed still opens when the world feels colder, still finds small reasons to remain tender through all of this. Maybe healing sounds this quiet, maybe peace arrives this slowly, like cold hands warming little by little around a fading fire. I spend so much time trying not to feel everything. Then one night I finally stopped running, and the silence didn't hurt me anymore. And the part of me that stayed no longer shakes the way it used to. The sadness still lives somewhere inside me, but it breathes softer now. And for the first time in a long while, I let the night pass through me gently, without turning every lonely feeling into proof that I was broken. Softly, my heart stayed soft even after everything. My heart stayed half-packed, even when love felt near, like leaving had a sound only I could hear. I held myself lightly, afraid to settle in. Every gentle feeling felt too soon to trust. Then my heart unpacked, not all at once, not without fear, just enough to stay. I let love breathe, I let it last, I let myself believe. Then my heart unpacked. Some fears still rise when closeness moves slow, but they don't carry me where I used to go. I stay through the tenderness, I stay through the unknown. What wants to stay near doesn't need me to hold. Then my heart unpacked, not all at once, not without fear, just enough to stay. I let love breathe, I let it last, I let myself believe. Then my heart unpacked. I thought leaving first would keep me safe, but love felt warmer when I stopped living halfway. Then my heart unpacked. The hurt still came and faded back, but it didn't take me whole. I let love stay, I let fear pass. Then my heart unpacked. My heart unpacked, and love stayed near. I used to hold my breath when I could not see far. One small unknown could shake my whole heart. I built the ending before it had begun, carried every maybe like something I should run from. The sky didn't fall, the fear came close, then moved along. I stayed where I was, no breaking, no running, no losing all of me. The sky didn't fall. Some doubts still rise before the truth appears, but they don't take the day the way they did for years. I let time answer in its own small way what I cannot know. Doesn't have to take my peace. The sky didn't fall, The fear came close, then moved along. I stayed where I was. No breaking, no running, no losing all of me. The sky didn't fall. I thought being ready would keep me safe, but peace came nearer when I stopped bracing. The sky didn't fall. The hurt still came, then faded out, but I did not disappear. I let life move, I let hope stay near. The sky didn't fall. The sky didn't fall. And I stayed here. I used to feel uneasy when nothing hurt too much, like calm was only passing. Never mind the trust. My body knew the tension better than release. I wore worry so long, it almost felt like me. Then peace felt familiar. I let it stay, I let it near. I didn't pull away, no bracing, no running, no fear in my hands. Peace felt familiar again. Some fears still visit from somewhere far behind, but they don't settle in me the way they did at first. I stay with softer mornings, I stay when the day moves slow. What once felt hard to trust now feels safe enough to know. Peace felt familiar. I let it stay, I let it near. I didn't pull away, no bracing, no running, no fear in my hands. Peace felt familiar. I thought healing would arrive like a sudden light, but it came quietly and stayed through the night. Peace felt familiar. The hurt still came, then moved along, but it didn't take the room. I let life hold me, I let my heart belong. Peace felt familiar again. peace felt familiar, and I stayed. Your name crossed my mind today, and nothing inside me collapsed. I just stood there for a second, letting the feeling pass. It would have scared me once, how calm the memory felt. But maybe peace arrives like this, without announcing itself. And the things that no longer hurt still stay with me sometimes. They just settle more softly now in quieter corners of my life. No anger, no reaching back, just love losing some of its weight, without losing all of its meaning. Used to replay old conversations like they could change if I listened enough. Now they drift through me differently, like smoke thinning into the air. There are evenings I still miss you, but not in the unbearable way. More like hearing distant music from another part of myself. And the things that no longer hurt still return when the world gets quiet, but they no longer pull me under the way they once could. No dramatic healing, no perfect closure, just time moving carefully through me until my heart softened around the edges. Maybe surviving changes you gently. Maybe that's why I feel lighter now. And the things that no longer hurt no longer ask me to disappear inside them. The sadness still visits now and then, but it sits beside me more peacefully. And tonight I let the memories come and leave, without turning every feeling into another kind of grief. Softly, the ache lost its voice, and I stayed. Used to meet the morning already half afraid, like every gentle hour had something sharp to say. My body kept old warnings long after they were gone. I carried yesterday into places it was wrong. Then the world felt softer. I let the day arrive guarding every second, no bracing out of fear. The world felt softer, and so did I. Some memories still flicker where my chest grows tight, but they don't own the room the way they did that time. I stay with smaller moments, I stay where I can breathe. What once felt like danger now only passes near. The world felt softer. I let the day arrive, I let my heart stay near. No guarding every second, no bracing out of fear. The world felt softer, and so did I. I thought staying ready would keep me safe, but life came closer when I stopped turning away. The world felt softer, the hurt still came, then moved along, but it didn't take the light. I let life reach me, I let hope survive. The world felt softer, and so did I. The world felt softer, and so did I. I used to stay ready for something I could not name, like calm was only borrowed and never meant to stay. My body held the warning long after it was gone. I thought if I stopped bracing, everything would come undone. But when I let my body rest, nothing broke, nothing left. The world stayed kind enough. I breathed in, I breathed out. I didn't have to run when I let my body rest. Some fears still rise early before I know their shape, but they don't own my breathing the way they did back then. I let my shoulders loosen, I let the feeling pass. What once felt like danger now moves through me fast. When I let my body rest, nothing broke, nothing left. The world stayed kind enough. I breathed in, I breathed out. I didn't have to run body rest. I thought staying tense would keep my heart safe, but peace came closer when I softened anyway. When I let my body rest, the fear still came and faded out, but it didn't take the night. I let life reach me, I let my hands stay open. When I let my body rest, my body rested, and my heart stayed near. Some nights my heart still startles easily. It changes too small to explain. A slower reply, a softer goodbye, a pause that lasts slightly too long. And before I can reason with it, my body remembers older fears, like certain wounds still wait quietly at the smallest shift in the air. But I don't disappear into it the same way anymore. I let the feeling move through slowly, without turning every fear into proof that loss is already coming. And somehow that softens something deep inside me, like my nervous system finally learning. Not every silence carries abandonment inside it. There are still evenings where my thoughts wander farther than I want them to. Still moments I rewrite ordinary sentences, looking for distance hidden underneath them. But I return sooner now. I don't stay trapped inside the spiral for hours. The loneliness still brushes against me, but it no longer darkens the whole landscape around me. No, I don't disappear into it the same way anymore. The fear still rises unexpectedly, but it no longer decides what the rest of the night becomes. And every piece of grief inside me feels quieter beneath my skin now, like telephone wires humming softly across empty farmland after midnight. I thought healing meant never feeling afraid again, but maybe healing begins here. The moment fear arrives and your body no longer mistakes it for the end. Some nights my heart still startles easily. The ache still reaches me without warning, but it no longer convinces me that every beautiful thing is slipping away. And tonight, for once, I let the silence settle naturally around me, without trying to outrun it first. Softly, the wind moved through the fields, and my breathing stayed slow. I spent years trying to seem unaffected, laughing things off before they could touch me, swallowing hurt quietly before anyone else could notice it first. Like tenderness was something inconvenient, like feeling deeply made me harder to love. So I learned to soften my reactions before they could take up space around other people. But I don't apologize for feeling things anymore. Not for caring deeply, not for remembering small changes, not for the way certain words stay with me long after they're spoken. And somehow that changed the way I move through the world. Like my heart finally stopped shrinking itself to make other people comfortable. There are still moments I replay conversations too many times. Still evenings I grow quiet suddenly after something hurts more than I expected. But I no longer turn against myself for it. I let the feeling exist without shame now. The sadness still reaches me sometimes, but it no longer makes me feel weak for having a heart. No, I don't apologize for feeling things anymore. More honest, less hidden, less exhausted from pretending. Everything rolls off me, and every piece of grief inside me feels quieter when it returns now. Like soft porch lights glowing faintly at the edge of sleeping neighborhoods. I thought healing meant becoming less sensitive, but maybe healing begins here. The moment you stop treating your softness like something that needs to be corrected. but it no longer fills me with shame for being moved by this life so deeply. And tonight, for once, I let my heart respond exactly as it wants to, without trying to quiet it halfway through. Softly, my heart remained open, even after being hurt. I used to keep the television on just to avoid hearing my own thoughts. Anything felt easier than sitting still with whatever lived inside my chest. Some nights I drove for no real reason, just to make the hours move faster. But loneliness always rode beside me, quiet as breathing. Then I let the night pass through me without trying to outrun it. And for the first time in so long, my heart loosened a little in the dark. No answers, no sudden change, just the feeling of finally getting tired of carrying every sadness alone. There are still evenings where missing you arrives unexpectedly, like hearing a song too softly to turn away from completely. But it doesn't undo me now the way it once could. The pain moves slower these days, more like weather than a wound. So I let the night pass through me like cold air through open windows, not resisting, not collapsing, just letting myself feel what was there. And somewhere inside all that stillness, the heaviness began loosening quietly, like my soul finally understood it didn't have to survive everything at once. Maybe peace begins this way, the moment you stop asking your heart to heal faster than it can. Now I let the night pass through me, and it no longer empties me completely. The sadness still visits sometimes, but it sits beside me more gently now. And for the first time in years, I don't need to force myself to feel okay, to believe I'll make it through another night. Softly, the night moved through me, and I stayed open. used to feel the space before it had a name. A slower kind of closeness could stir the old pain. My heart ran ahead to what it feared most, turning gentle distance into something almost gone. But distance isn't always lost. I let it breathe, I let it breathe, I let my heart stay soft. Not every quiet means love is gone. Not every waiting has to hurt this long. Distance isn't always lost. Some fears still rise before the truth is clear, but I don't follow them the way I did for years. I stay where I'm steady, I stay where I can trust what's real, can have room without turning into dust. No, distance isn't always lost. I let it breathe, I let it be, I let my heart stay soft. Not every quiet means love is gone. Not every waiting has to hurt this long. Distance isn't always lost. I thought holding tighter would make love stay, but love that is steady doesn't need fear in the way. Distance isn't always lost. The ache still comes, then fades across, but it doesn't take me off. I let love breathe, I let fear fall. Distance isn't always lost. Softly I let it breathe and stayed soft. For a while, I stopped feeling like myself. Not suddenly, just through small unnoticed changes. I stopped replying right away, I stopped humming to the radio. I moved through ordinary afternoons like someone carrying invisible bruises. But somewhere I started coming back to myself. In small forgotten moments I almost missed completely, like laughing before thinking, or sleeping without waking up heavy, or realizing the sadness had gone quiet for whole pieces of the day. There are still mornings where loneliness happiness reaches me first, but it no longer follows me everywhere like it once did. I stopped trying to return to the person I was before everything hurt. And somewhere in that letting go, something softer returned to me. Yes, somewhere I started coming back to myself. Now healed, not finished, just easier to recognize again. And every piece of grief inside me feels lighter against my body now, like old winter clothes hanging untouched, long after the cold has passed. I thought healing would feel dramatic, but it felt more like this. Looking at my own reflection one morning, and no longer feeling far away from it. Somewhere I started coming back to myself. The ache still reaches me certain evenings, but it no longer takes my whole sense of self with it. And tonight, for once, I let myself remain unfinished without mistaking that feeling for failure. Softly, I found pieces of myself again. Waiting where I left them. I used to reach too fast for anything fading away. Held every changing heart like it begged me to stay. I carried every distance like a wound in my name. Thought love meant running after what wouldn't remain. But I don't chase what leaves, I let it go, I let it breathe. I let my heart stay with me. Not cold, not closed, just softer than before. I don't chase what leaves anymore. Some fears still rise when silence feels strange, but I don't follow them down every old way. I stay where I'm steady, I stay where I'm clear. What's meant to stay close doesn't live inside fear. No, I don't chase what leaves, I let it go, I let it breathe. just softer than before. I don't chase what leaves anymore. I thought holding tighter would keep love near, but love that is real doesn't need my fear. I don't chase what leaves. The hurt still comes then moves through me, but it doesn't take all of me. Still soft, still whole, still open at the door. I don't chase what leaves anymore. Softly, I let it leave and stayed with me. For a long time, everything felt far away from me. People talking, music playing, whole days passing without reaching me fully. I moved through afternoons like I was standing behind glass somewhere, watching life continue without knowing how to step back inside it. But the world feels closer again, in small, ordinary ways. I notice warmth in familiar voices. I hear songs staying with me afterward. I stay present longer in conversations now, instead of drifting somewhere distant halfway through. And somehow that feels bigger than I can explain. There are still moments where loneliness reaches me unexpectedly. Still evenings my thoughts grow heavy without warning first. But I no longer disappear so quickly. The feeling moves through differently now, like cold wind passing through open trees, without stripping every branch bare. Yes, the world feels closer again, not brighter, not perfect, just easier to remain inside. And every piece of grief within me feels softer when it returns, like distant headlights fading gradually across empty roads after midnight. I thought healing would feel dramatic, but maybe it begins here, the moment life stops feeling so far away from you. The world feels closer again. The ache still reaches me certain nights, but it no longer separates me from everything still quietly alive around me. And tonight, for once, I let myself stay fully inside the moment, without needing to escape ahead of it. Softly, the world came back into focus, and I stayed long enough to feel it. Some things don't hurt the way they used to. Your name still comes, but it moves through. I don't hold my breath when memories rise. They pass more gently through my life. Some things don't hurt the same, not gone, not erased, just softer in their place. I let them come, I let them leave without losing all of me. Some things don't hurt the same anymore. Old words still find me from time to time, but they don't stay sharp inside my mind. I used to follow pain wherever it led. Now I stay close to myself instead. Some things don't hurt the same, not gone, not erased, just softer in their place. I let them come, I let them leave without losing all of me. Some things don't hurt the same anymore. I thought peace would be a brand new start, but it was only this, a lighter heart. Some things don't hurt the same. The feeling comes then fades away. It doesn't own the day. I'm still tender, still awake, but easier to save. Some things don't hurt the same anymore. Softly, they pass through, and I remain. used to fall too far into every wave inside. One small ache could take me where I could not find light. My heart gave every feeling a place too deep to stay. Like sorrow knew my name and called me far away, but it passed through me. It came and moved, it left me standing. I stayed close, I stayed whole, I didn't lose myself. It passed through me. Some nights still feel heavy, some thoughts still pull too wide, but I don't follow every feeling to the edge of my own life. I let my body soften before the fear can grow. I let the hurt keep moving without making it my home. It passed through me. It came and moved, it left me standing. I stayed close, I stayed whole, I didn't lose myself. It passed through me. I thought feeling deeply would always take me down, but I can feel it fully and still stay on the ground. It passed through me. The hurt still came, then faded slowly, but it didn't take my soul. I let it rise, I let it go. It passed through me. It passed through me. And I stayed. I don't hide my sadness the way I once did. I let it move through the room now without apologizing for it. Some mornings still feel heavy before anything even happens, like my body wakes up remembering what my mind already laid down. Some parts of me are still healing, still tender when the world gets too close. still startled by certain feelings I thought I had already outgrown. But I've become kinder to myself lately, in small invisible ways. And maybe that's why breathing feels easier than it used to. There are evenings I still go quiet for reasons I can't fully explain. But I no longer panic when old hurt brushes against me. I stop forcing every feeling to become something meaningful. And somewhere inside that surrender, the heaviness began thinning out. Some parts of me are still healing, still learning how to trust calm moments, still carrying old sorrow carefully without letting it take over everything. And every piece of grief inside me feels softer against my skin now, like faraway thunder fading slowly beyond the edge of the hills. I used to think healing meant never hurting again. Now I think it means this: the pain arrives sometimes, and I don't abandon myself because of it. Some parts of me are still healing, the ache still reaches me certain nights, but it no longer changes the shape of who I am. By the time morning comes, and tonight, for once, I let myself remain unfinished, without mistaking that for brokenness. Softly, the feeling passed through me, and I stayed open. I used to keep the hurt like it still belonged to me, holding what had left long after it should leave. Every small goodbye stayed heavy in my chest. I mistook the ache for something I could protect, but I don't hold on the same. I let it rise, I let it fade, I let my heart remain. Not colder, not gone, just softer than before. I don't hold on the same anymore. Still find me where old feelings used to live, but I don't build a home there the way I once did. I breathe through the sorrow, then let it move passes through me slowly, but it doesn't stay as long. No, I don't hold on the same. I let it rise, I let it fade. I let my heart remain, not colder, not gone, just softer than before. Hold on the same anymore. I thought letting go meant losing what was true, but love can leave and still be part of you. To stay, it knows another way. Not broken, not afraid, just lighter than before. I don't hold on the same anymore. Softly, I let it fade and stayed. I used to search for changes in every softer tone, made stories out of silence before the truth was known. My heart ran ahead to places I couldn't see, trying to protect me from what might never be. I stopped searching for signs, I let it breathe, I let it be. I let the moment stay. Not every pause means love is gone. Not every quiet turns away. I stopped searching for signs. Some fears still rise out of nowhere sometimes, but I don't follow them all the way down. I stay with what is steady, I stay with what is true. If something wants to leave, it doesn't need my fear to move. I stopped searching for signs, I let it breathe, I let it be. I let my heart remain. Not every doubt deserves my whole night. Not every shadow needs a name. I stopped searching for signs. I thought being ready would save me from pain, but love feels softer when I stop standing guard. The ache still comes and moves along, but it doesn't own the day I let life speak in its own time. I let peace find its way. I stop searching for signs. Softly, I stop looking and finally stayed. I used to fill every empty moment before my thoughts could catch up to me. Keeping busy felt safer than sitting still with my own heart. But exhaustion changes something in you. It makes pretending harder to maintain. And somewhere in all that tiredness, I stopped running every time sadness appeared. Now I no longer argue with the feeling. I let it arrive, I let it fade, without turning it into catastrophe. And all the hurt I carry quietly feels different beneath my skin these days, like a door left slightly open instead of always shutting hard against the world. Some nights still feel heavier than others. I still reach for distraction sometimes, but I notice the feeling sooner now, before it swallows the whole evening. I stopped demanding peace from myself. The second pain returned, and somehow that changed me more than all the years I spent resisting what I felt. Now I no longer argue with the feeling. The heaviness doesn't frighten me the same way. Not healed, not fearless, just less at war with my own mind. And every piece of grief inside me feels quieter when it returns, like distant lights dimming slowly at the edge of a long drive home. Strength meant never falling apart. Now I think strength is softer than that. Maybe strength is this, staying open even after being hurt deeply. I no longer argue with the feeling. The ache still rises unexpectedly sometimes, but it no longer convinces me that everything inside me is collapsing again. And tonight, for once, I let the feeling move all the way through me, without trying to stop it halfway. Softly, the heaviness passed through, and I remained 嗯